Welcome to the Vote Voice podcast. You can like, share, and subscribe. Vote Voice is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to voter education, voter registration, voter mobilization, and voter protection. You can help Vote Voice continue to engage voters. Just donate to Vote Voice at secure.qgive.com/4/VVNF at Vote Voice. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Visit us at votevoice.com and continue to listen to us at the Vote Voice podcast at anchor.fm/vote-vote-voiced. Finally, thank you for being so patient. I am here to start part 3 of getting your mojo back, confidence and self-esteem in a pandemic. We're going to talk about right now how to overcome your limiting beliefs. Now, this is part 3, and now that you have identified your limiting beliefs, it is time to work on overcoming them. Unfortunately, most people don't take the steps necessary to do this because they believe that by having an awareness of their limiting beliefs, that they will be able to think differently about their circumstances and lives. While being aware of your limiting beliefs will encourage you to think differently about them, a significant number of your limiting beliefs have a ton of emotional investment behind them, which is ultimately where the problem lies. Whenever you have a tremendous level of emotion invested in something, it can create a barrier to change. In order to make lasting change, you have to cut your ties. In fact, the deeper the conviction of belief, the more difficult you'll find the process and the longer it will take. Lying at the cornerstone of any change that you want to make is the willingness to adapt to the changing conditions and circumstances that surround you. This is especially true when it comes to changing your limiting beliefs. You must choose to overcome your desire. The very first step that you have to take to overcome your limiting beliefs is to choose the outcome that you desire. When you choose your desired outcome, you're able to gain more clarity about what it is in your life that you would like to change. You have to ask yourself some tough questions and thoroughly consider your answers. You need to ask yourself, for example, what goals would I like to achieve? What's currently preventing me from achieving my goals? What kind of a person would I ideally like to become? What specifically do I want to change? What specific beliefs aren't working for me? What limiting beliefs are preventing me from achieving my desired outcome? Once you have become clear about the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, you can start the process of overcoming these limiting beliefs and increase your self-esteem. Questioning your limiting beliefs. It is important to remember that your limiting beliefs are only as strong as those references that support them. Often the limiting beliefs that you hold have a plethora of references that have helped to influence and shift your perspective on reality. It is important to remember that these references started out as ideals, which turned into opinions, which later became your beliefs. If you want to change your limiting beliefs, you have to change your perspective and opinion about them. You can start to throw doubt on your limiting beliefs by asking yourself, is the belief accurate? Have I always believed this, and why? Was there a time that I didn't believe this, and why? Is there evidence that can disprove this limiting belief? Are there times when this belief doesn't make rational sense? And will this belief help me get what I want? Will it help me reach my goals? What is the exact opposite way of thinking about this belief that is helpful? Now, these questions are designed to help you increase perspective and the possibilities of your situation. They're meant to encourage you to think outside the box so you can shift how you think about limiting beliefs. Now that you have begun to throw some doubt on your limiting beliefs, it's time for you to consider the possible consequences of holding on to your limiting beliefs. To do this, you need to think long and hard about the following questions. What will the consequences be if I'm not able to make this change and eliminate this limiting belief? How will not making a change affect me emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, and in my relationships? How will not making a change affect my life? Oh, I should say, how will not making a change affect my life? Sorry, wrong effect. Are there short-term consequences in not changing my life? And what are they? Are there long-term consequences? What makes this change now so essential? The more pain that is associated with holding on to your limiting belief, the higher the motivation you'll have to make positive change in your life. That's why it is essential to move through each of these questions one at a time to fully experience the pain. You want to feel anger, think about the regrets, experience the guilt, and even allow yourself to cry. In order to move forward after you have considered the consequence of holding onto your limiting beliefs, you need to choose a new, empowering belief. This is vital. It is vital that you make sure that this new belief is believable. If it isn't one that is believable, the chances are high that you will be unable to condition your psyche. To unlock your new empowering belief, you need to consider the goal you want to achieve, the person you want to become, and the core values that you want to maintain. Once you have considered these, you need to ask yourself the following questions from a third person's perspective. What would this person likely believe while pursuing this goal? What would this person believe about themselves? What would this person believe about their goal? What's their attitude like? How do they think about this goal? What would they think about the obstacles they encounter along the journey? Now, you need to take some time to consider the advantages of this new empowering belief and how it will improve your life and your circumstances. Ask yourself the following: what benefits can I expect from using this new belief? How will it help me reach my goals? How will it change my life for the better? How will it help in both the long term and short term? And how will this new belief make me feel about myself? How will this new belief empower me moving forward? And why is this important? The reasons that you can find, the more reasons that you can find, the higher your motivation will be to break your old patterns of behavior and replace them with new empowering belief system. Now that you've committed yourself to changing your limiting beliefs to new empowering ones, the next step is to begin to condition your new beliefs into your psyche progressively. One way to do this is through the process of visualization. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you guys for forgiving me. Spend every day, spend some time visualizing yourself in your imagination, using your new way of thinking in your day-to-day activities. Take particular note of actions that you take, the decisions you are making, how you talk to others, how you talk to yourself. Think about your newly formed attitude and how your new beliefs are going to help you manifest the life you want. You are, in essence, imagining a new you in your mind's eye. Another process that you can use is the process of anchoring this new belief to condition it into your nervous system. This involves anchoring a sensation that is physical to your body that will allow it to automatically enable you to get into an optimal state of mind that corresponds to your new empowering belief. It's not easy to overcome your limited beliefs, but with a significant amount of work, introspection, and time, you'll be able to overcome the limiting beliefs that you have been holding on, the ones that hold you back, and build your self-confidence. External stimuli. That's the way that you feel about situations, and it depends on what you tell yourself. If you think about the situation negatively, it will lead you to negative emotions like irritation or anxiety. Thinking about the situation positively will lead to positive feelings like excitement or happiness. When you are working on increasing your self-esteem, you become more aware of the constant self-talk that leads to negative feelings, and you can replace it with positive self-talk that encourages higher levels of self-esteem. For example, If you're always telling yourself that you're fat, every time you look in the mirror, you need to stop and replace those thoughts with words of encouragement. Stop saying, "Oh, I'm so stupid." In the example about being fat, you have trained yourself to look at areas of your body that make you insecure and reinforce your insecurity by saying, "I'm fat." If you teach yourself to look in the mirror and appreciate your body or focus on an area that you feel good about over time, this will shift your self-image and confidence. Practice affirmations. Affirmations are simple, positive statements that you say about yourself to change negative thinking patterns. You can say a set of affirmations every day or use them to replace negative self-talk. Affirmations can help to improve self-esteem by implanting new beliefs to replace beliefs that cause low self-esteem. When you're trying to change your automatic thoughts and negative self-talk, it is helpful to have a set of affirmations to use in place of the old negative thinking patterns that you have developed. With enough repetition, affirmations will become implanted in your subconscious mind. You got to stop comparisons. You have to recognize that you are unique. That you also have to realize that you never get the full story and that everyone puts on a front in an attempt to disguise their insecurities. When you compare yourself to others, you are merely comparing yourself to the facade others are representing to the world, comparing yourself to photoshopped photos. Everyone have thoughts, doubts, insecurities, judgments, and other inner battles that they deal with in their minds. You also need to stop using comparisons to make yourself feel good about yourself. It is tempting to do in an effort to feed your own ego, but it burns into a vicious cycle. When you use comparisons to make yourself feel better, your brain will automatically use it to make you feel worse. The only way to escape this is to cut yourself off from making comparisons between yourself and others. You have to eliminate the judgment because judgment is one of the most destructive and least productive habits you can develop. Unfortunately, few live a life that is free from judgmental thoughts. Judgment and true confidence are incompatible. One can never experience genuine peace while holding on to judgments. Judgment becomes habitual in us. We naturally do it without even realizing it. We judge ourselves as a form of punishment for not being perfect. We judge ourselves in an attempt to make ourselves feel better. People who are truly happy with themselves do not feel the urge to judge others or themselves. The first step on the path of this kind of freedom is accepting that there is nothing perfect in the universe. You need to learn to take yourself as you are and accept others in the same way. Everyone came into this world with different personalities, have had various experiences that have shaped us, and we all continue to face challenges. Judging anyone is unfair. You have to start thinking about your self-care. Neglecting your own needs can contribute to low self-esteem, as well as being a symptom of low self-esteem. Self-care is merely doing something because it makes you happy. It can be as simple as relaxing in a bubble bath, watching your favorite movie, going to the spa, getting your nails done, Just sometimes walking out of the house and take a walk, as long as the kids have a babysitter. Self-care is often looked at as selfishness, but that's not true. As far as the babysitter, just make sure that somebody's watching the kids. Get hubby to do it. If you don't have hubby, just sometimes, go take your kids to daycare if you can. And just if you have a day off, take the kids to daycare. People often feel guilty for spending time on themselves because they think that it is taken away from the happiness of others. The first step to change this is to recognize you are worthy of time and attention and release any thoughts that cause guilt. Next, you need to think of one thing that you can add in on a regular basis that is 100% for you. Tell your loved ones that you are doing it and be as committed to yourself as you have been to everyone else. Nobody's perfect. Let go of perfectionism. It is often a cover-up for insecurity. It is also the number one enemy of confidence. Perfectionism comes from an underlying belief that you must be perfect to deserve love and acceptance from yourself and others. It indicates that an individual places his or her self-worth on accomplishments and defines his or her self-concept based on actions. This mindset leads to drastic ideals in your mood and confidence, and immerses pressure to always get it right. You need to let go of your perfectionist tendencies. You have to foster an unconditional love and acceptance for yourself and know you are separate from your actions and accomplishments. The more willing you are to accept yourself when you make mistakes, the higher your self-esteem will become. It can become overwhelming when we are trying to change any aspect of our lives. Changes take time, and it can only happen with daily actions. There have been plenty of people who have been able to overcome shyness and develop a healthy self-esteem, but it won't happen overnight. To stay motivated on your path to increase your self-esteem and building your confidence, you have to recognize and celebrate the small victories. Celebrating small victories when working toward any goal will also help to build your confidence. You deserve credit and have to be willing to give yourself recognition. If you are always focusing on how far away you are from reaching your goal and your journey, you may turn it into a struggle filled with doubt and disappointment. Instead, celebrate the small accomplishment along the journey and become filled with encouragement and energy to continue. I want you to practice gratitude. Individuals with low self-esteem tend to focus on the negative experiences and lack in their lives. It is easy to focus on what you want but don't have. It takes an effort to change this outlook. Expressing appreciation and gratitude for everything in your life will transform your perspective during each moment and eventually alter your perceptions of yourself and the world. When practicing gratitude, be thankful for the blessings in your life and who you are as a person. Take a moment to list 3 unique things that you appreciate in yourself and 3 things that you are grateful for your life. Try to incorporate a practice of gratitude for yourself and the world on a daily basis, and you'll see the impact it has on your overall self-esteem. The quickest way to kill your confidence is to set high expectations for yourself. Setting goals and working hard toward them can help you build your confidence. However, if you set unrealistic standards, you will only end up feeling defeated. If you have something that you want to work toward, come up with a realistic goal that you can work on today. Keep your goals small and attainable, and be sure to celebrate each small victory. This is the end of part 3. I have one last section to do. I'm not going to wait around like I did last time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to record the next podcast in a few minutes, as soon as I finish with this one. I want you to know something. When I was younger, I didn't have any self-esteem. I had suffered so many different things in my life. People could just crush me with just one little word. It took me years of working on it. I'm a Christian, and the Bible says many things about remembering the good things in your life, about being kind, about having gratitude, about being thankful. Also, when you know you're going to face something, take a moment to prepare yourself, saying, when I go into this store, I'm going to be patient, and no matter what happens, I'm going to be patient. There's always someone who isn't going to be nice. One of the things that I can tell you is make sure your self-talk is good. It took me a long time to get over that. Okay, that bad self-talk, that demeaning self-talk. Okay, stop telling yourself you're stupid. Stop telling yourself you're fat. Stop telling yourself you'll never get anything done. Stop telling yourself you're not worth anything. And stop judging yourself against other people. I'm doing this particular series of podcasts because I know that everything I'm telling you is true from personal experiences. And you can overcome these things. And you can get your self-esteem, and you can be confident, and you can be successful, and you can achieve anything you put your mind to. Sometimes it might not come quickly. It took me a long time to start my podcast. My podcast means a great deal to me. I enjoy doing it. And I hope that my podcast brings some sort of joy to you. This is Donna Miller. I'm with the Vote Voice podcast, and I'm hoping that to all the voters out there and people who have not voted yet and who will vote in the future, remember that next year you have plenty of elections coming up in your neighborhood, maybe 2 or 3. They're small elections. You might not think of them as important elections, but I want you to get in the habit of voting in every election. It matters who you vote for. It matters who's in office. And I'm sure we've learned that. I want everyone to stay safe. We are now facing, gosh, since I started this series, now we have another type of variant. Hopefully with our shots and boosters and staying safe and whatever happens, I wish everyone well. I want to just say God bless you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for supporting this podcast. Everyone have a wonderful evening. This is Donna Miller for the Vote Voice podcast. Stay tuned. I'm going to do chapter 4.